Perfect.
Hello and welcome back to Beerly Out of Bounds, the Beerly Golf Podcast that brings you all the golf news from the past week. The weekly show that makes the dough for everyone else. All right. Zane, how are we doing?
I'm doing well. I don't know where that was going.
I don't know either.
I will say your language during these intros is just super impressive. Even on the Beerly Football Podcast.
You know, I try.
Seamless segue in right into the names.
I mean, that's
you never miss a rhyme. You never do.
Never. I would never do that.
I will say it was really fun being with you guys on the podcast. I want to say real quick off the top, I appreciated that. If anybody hasn't gone and seen it yet, we had a great time doing the dudes in season 3. I actually
had a bunch of guests call in and debated topics.
Well, and that's
all
what
around the sporting world.
That's where we want to take this. Obviously, we want to take this to that kind of sort of place. But with that being said, I got to meet a lot of new faces, a lot of the Beerly hosts that I haven't met. Phil, phenomenal. I mean, I got to meet all those guys, and that was awesome. And there were several guests that have their own podcasts. I'd encourage you, if you haven't gone and checked them out, please do. If you like football, maybe if you're not a football fan, you don't have to, but it was pretty awesome. I committed to watching hockey, so I will now be watching hockey because I told Phil as much. So I must stick to my word, especially when he has the voice of God. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Phil's got that voice, man.
He does.
So obviously, the show is Beerly. What are you drinking tonight, Zane?
So Zach, I decided not to drink the usual White Claw, and instead I've got Texas Spirit Rum.
Oh my gosh!
And clear rum, not spiced rum like I usually drink. So, and then I also am using these things that my mom and dad got me, that our parents got, I should say, because they're your parents too. But I got these whiskey stones.
Oh, the whiskey stones
that I put in the bottom and it's filling. And so now I will go ahead and make myself a rum and Coke. I've got Diet Original HEB. Delicious.
All righty. So, Zane, I'm going to give you a hint as to what. So, before the show started, by the way, I asked Zane what he thought I was wearing. So, this shirt. Okay. I asked him what he thought I was wearing. I'm going to give you a hint on what I'm wearing right now, okay? Big hint, okay? It's based off what I'm drinking tonight. I have a Red's Apple Ale. There you go. That's the hint.
That's the hint. Sunday Red.
No, it's better.
Okay. I'm waiting.
Come on, Zane. Guess.
No.
You're close.
Slazenger.
Could you imagine?
Woo! That was a pretty good joke.
That was a good
The rum's already hitting, baby. The rum's
further
already
away. You're moving further away. Colder.
TW.
This is a TW collection shirt.
I knew it.
Got the little metal TW right there.
A little more Coke in that.
It's got TW on the back. It's a good shirt. I'm digging it. It's got a little pattern that you can't see on the camera, but But yeah, so I'm wearing TW collection, drinking a Red's Apple Ale in honor of our favorite brand and logo, Sunday Red.
There we go.
Well, I guess not in. I guess it's more in a mocking fashion. I guess.
You think?
I guess. Yeah. So we got a lot to cover today. Obviously, we got to cover the winners from last week. Yeah, Jake Knapp taking it down on the PGA Tour at Vedanta, Mexico Open. Zane, what did you watch this tournament at all? What'd you think?
Watched a little bit of the highlights. I didn't watch the tournament, to be honest with you, mainly because I felt exactly the same as a lot of the people on Twitter, and we'll talk about that later. But, I just didn't – it didn't appeal to me. A lot of the names – and, again, I hate to be the guy that says big names draw in eyes, but it's true. I mean, it just is. So I wish it was more. I wish I'm not saying that it's not meritocracy, because those big names got big names for a reason. But I will say, it really is difficult watching guys that you don't know. A lot of guys that you don't know. Again, you had Eric Van Rooyen on the list on the leaderboard, and I did watch a few shots here and there, but I didn't put in the same level of effort that I did in weeks prior. I mean, what about you? What did you get to watch the
I
tournament?
did. I watched a little bit of the Saturday round. What really impressed me was I really like Jake Knapp's swing. It's we talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
The tempo of that man's swing is really, really good.
Very good.
It kind of reminds me of looks like he's swinging easy, but hitting the ball a mile, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it reminded me the tempo, not the swing. The tempo reminded me of that Freddie Couples style. It looks so easy, but he's murdering the ball.
Yeah, let's. Do you mind if we play it real quick for everybody?
Yeah, we can play it. Absolutely.
Let me go ahead and present it. Keep talking. I'm sorry.
So, I really enjoyed watching him play, and then so this week I started implementing some of the concepts of his swing. I don't take it as far back as he does, but some of the concepts of his swing with the tempo and the lag that he creates with that tempo allows him to swing easy but create more speed through contact. I used that on the course today, shot an even par 36, so I was pretty happy on punched greens.
That's really good.
Yeah, so
awesome. Oh well, so real quick, I'll while you pull that up, I'll go ahead and play it, and I'll just say one of the things that I noticed with this swing is it's just super, like you said, super smooth. You'll notice that it's really only the driver's swing. Sorry,
that gets long. Yeah,
it's really only the driver's swing that's long. You see, like there on the wedge, another wedge. The tempo is to die for. I mean,
that's like ideal tempo.
Everybody always talks about Freddie Couples. Personally speaking, that looks smoother than Freddie.
It does, especially with how much speed he creates, because he's hitting the ball a lot further than Freddie Couples ever did.
Yeah, exactly.
And swinging a lot faster than Couples ever did as well.
And we actually, Zach, do you remember what we talked about is the reason that is, so we can share it with the audience?
Yeah, so basically what he's doing is he's using the levers in his body to their highest potential. And the lever that he's using a lot is the lever of the wrist. So as you watch him swing, as he starts his downswing, how the club stays in its place for like a half second. The club doesn't move, but his body will. And he creates a lot of lag that way. It's similar. It's less of a violent turn than Sergio Garcia, but the amount of lag he's creating in that downswing is what's able to create so much speed through the impact zone.
Well, I think personally, I'm going to have to disagree with you a little bit. Yeah, he does have that little pause at the top. But it's not really because he's firing the hips and rotating super quickly. It's actually because if you see here, let me see if I can pause it on the downswing here. Hold on. So on the down, there's a perfect example. So I know we don't have a face-on view. I wish we did. But you'll notice he goes from cocked to whipping it really quickly on the downswing. Yeah. So even though it looks and appears really slow, where that speed is being produced, unlike Bryson, who looks like he's actually trying to be a serial killer, murdering people.
Axe murderer.
Yeah, literally like a freaking chopping wood as hard as he can.
Yeah.
But that's because he doesn't have very much lag, so he has to get that speed somewhere else.
Yeah.
What he employs here is more of that catapult method.
Yeah.
So he's getting that club firing, those wrists just releasing really late but really quickly.
Yeah.
And so that's what's causing that speed. So whenever anybody's talking about adding speed into their swing, you don't have to look. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing because you said I'm going to disagree with you a little bit, and then basically reword what I said.
No, because you said that you just leave the club there. It's like it's not
he
really.
He does a little, but it's not his body moving. It's his hands. It's his hands starting down, and the club stays there. So it creates this. You can't see. It creates this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Okay, I must have misunderstood a little bit of what you're
Yeah,
saying.
no, it's not. He doesn't start his body first.
Yeah.
His hands go first.
Well, everybody's body starts first.
What? Okay, yeah, fair. But when his
So,
hands start down, it's here, and then it's
yes. Yeah, and that's where you get that pause feeling, right?
yeah.
That's where you get that pause feeling. That's why it looks so smooth in the transition. But what I was referring to, the reason he's able to be as smooth looking as or slow looking as it is because he does hold that lag very, very long, and that's how he gets that whipping motion. That's how he's able to still get that speed that you're looking to produce.
Yeah.
Even though it looks so buttery. I mean, let's watch this a little bit more. I mean, it just look at that.
Yeah, by the way, this is on the driver swing. I know he takes it a lot further back on the driver, but on the driver swing, he's creating 190 miles an hour ball speed.
Oh my God. That's next level.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, and for comparison, tour average is 170.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this guy crushes the ball, and that's his tempo. So if you feel like you're swinging hard, you may be doing it wrong.
Yeah, well, you definitely are doing it wrong.
Yeah.
For the majority of golfers out there, you're definitely doing it wrong.
Yeah. But yeah, I saw that swing, and I texted Zane about it yesterday about how much I love the tempo and everything. Because he doesn't look like a guy that's getting 190, but he is.
Yeah, and did you hear about his? Did you hear him talk about his tattoo? Like the reason he was playing?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that was pretty great. It's pretty great when you see a guy like that. I mean, obviously, Will Zalatoris had something happened to him last week, and he was looking to win or put up some good numbers in order to play for his. I believe it was his sister. Was it his sister? And
so.
And that was real sad. But it's really good to see a guy win with a purpose. You know what I mean? So yeah. I mean, what do you have to say about it?
I thought it was really impressive. Get his first win on tour. I mean, I know it wasn't a full field there, which is a little disappointing. But at the same time, 29 years old. I mean, he's been grinding it out on tour for a while.
Yeah.
And to get your first win at the Mexico Open, which hosts such winners as Jon Rahm, Dustin Johnson, big names in the golfing world. I mean, that's a pretty big deal. So.
Well, and Knapp, if anybody doesn't know what we're referring to, it was his grandfather who passed away last year. And so him and his cousin decided to get matching tattoos in honor of him, to honor him. And this is what he said. He said, I wanted it to show, this is a quote, wanted it to show, I know that it's like that. I know that that's like an area I wanted to save just because I know it's seen in like every single golf photo. I wanted to make sure it's seen every time I finish. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Pretty cool stuff. So if you guys want to look at it real quick, this is let's go ahead and share this tab instead. The client offer so share this tab instead so you can see the GSFB right there, and that's in honor of his grandfather. So that's and he actually called his grandfather. Guess what, Zach? Guess what he calls his grandfather?
What?
Papa.
Oh.
Believe it or not. So if that's what everybody called our grandfather, who was also not with us anymore. So that's kind of interesting. Anyway, just something. Anything else that you need to take away from the PGA Tour event down in Mexico at Vedanta?
Not really. Course looked beautiful. But I want to go ahead and move on to the other winner on the DP World Tour, getting a spot in a major. We have Darius Van Driel winning the Kenya Open. I got to watch a little bit of it just because it was on before the PGA Tour event was on. Obviously, it was played in Kenya, so. But he won by 2 shots, and this win puts him, I believe, as a spot in the Open Championship. which is pretty cool for him.
That's great for him.
Yeah. So just quick shout out to winner over there on the DP World Tour out in Kenya. I also got to watch a college event in South Africa. That was another one. I don't remember who won that one, but
well, thanks, Zach. Thank you for sharing.
I just wanted to point out that it happened.
Okay. And then we had another winner, which everybody was watching this, Zach. Everybody, just everybody and their mother.
Is that why it's last mentioned after the college?
That's why we
tournament
mentioned
that
it
happened
last.
in South
All the
Africa?
eyes. We leave the best for last, kind of like Jesus Christ. That's how awesome we are. Save the best for last. So Rory's a winner again, Zach. Rory won again. He won the match. Did you get
how
to
many
watch
OWGR points does he get for that? Probably like 30,000, right?
He wishes. A lot of people wish. So,
Dude,
did you get to watch it? Did you get to watch it?
I didn't even know it was happening until it was over.
Yeah,
I was on Call of Duty. I was playing Call of Duty with the other assistant that I work with and another one of the guys that work in the pro shop, who was a nationally ranked college golfer at one point.
Did not know that.
And he was like, "Hey," the guy that works in the pro shop, he goes, "Hey, did you guys been watching the match?" And I was like, "What? The match? What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, it's this thing with Lexi Thompson and Rory
Zane and Max Homa.
and gosh, what's his name? He's fun.
Max Homa. Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, no, I didn't watch it. I didn't even know it was happening." And I think that's something you wanted to talk about was the lack of marketing for this thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, so let me say this real quick. If it's gonna be something like the match, right? Which we all, Zach, I mean, everybody remembers the first one. What was the first one?
I believe it was Phil and Peyton versus Tiger and Tom.
No.
It was Phil versus Tiger. That's what it was.
It was just Phil versus Tiger. And,
yeah.
it was interesting. The problem is there was a lot of dead space. There was a lot of dead air,
Yeah.
And that was the hard part. And that's it. You're going to get that with any exhibition with golf, unless there's, carts. And the problem is they were walking.
Yeah.
They were still walking, which just didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it makes sense in a way because people get to follow if you're walking. But, if you're driving a cart, people ain't going to be able to follow you as fast enough to do it. But the coolest part about that is just the amount of skill level and talent in that grouping, right?
Well, in the history too. I mean, Phil and Tiger.
You have Tiger,
those are the top of the sport for
best
years.
ever. Yeah, you have Tiger, best ever. You have Phil, long time. Well, for the longest time, he was the last amateur to win a PGA Tour event.
Yeah.
But obviously that's been broken now. But I mean, it was history and history. The lefty and Tiger going
both guys have won multiple major championships.
Yes. And so that was kind of the deal. Then they started getting into these weird, and again, I don't know who sits in on these boardroom meetings and thinks certain things are a good idea. My best friend, him, Logan Allen, loves the Chiefs.
Yeah.
He didn't watch Patrick Mahomes play freaking Josh Allen. No.
Yeah. So I think with the match, I think the first one was okay because it was Phil and Tiger. It was okay. It was a lot of dead air, like you say, but it was okay because it was Phil and it was Tiger.
It was the first time they did something like that. It's gonna have issues.
And then the second one I thought was good. I thought Peyton.
I did too.
Peyton and Phil and Tiger and Brady was good television. I think it was interesting.
Because they got good announcers. They got Charles Barkley, right? They got Charles Barkley. They got good announcers. Go on.
Yeah. But it was ultimately the announcers were icing on an already pretty good cake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what they are supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah. So with the second one, I liked that one. And then they had the what was it? The next one was like Bryson and Brooks, right?
No.
No.
It was It was still Brady. No, it was Aaron. Yeah, it was Brady and Bryson against Phil and Aaron.
Rodgers.
Yep.
Yeah. So that one, you lose a little bit of star power. You don't have Tiger Woods there anymore. But it still was okay. It wasn't as good as the second one. I think it was on par with the first one in terms of entertainment value.
Agreed.
But it was still like, okay, it's not Tiger, and it's not, I mean, Rodgers and Manning never had, or Rodgers and Brady never had a rivalry like Peyton and Brady did. I mean, that was the rivalry in the AFC forever.
That's facts. Yeah, you're right there. You're right there.
They played in different conferences their entire career.
I
Until Brady's last 2 years.
I don't think that's the reason it wasn't the same.
I think it is, because Rodgers was still in that time, but he played in the NFC. He never played Brady, and he never played Manning, hardly ever.
Nah, I just don't think that's the reason. I don't think
Okay.
that's the reason. I think it's because it didn't have Tiger Woods, to be honest. Just being.
But it also. But
all the
my
chips out
point
on
is,
the table.
it was missing.
It was Tiger versus Bryson. That was the deciding factor. It wasn't having Rodgers
Phil
on
versus Bryson.
No, what I'm saying is it was having Bryson on instead of Tiger that made the dynamic different. The two quarterbacks, I think that was exactly the same. I think if it was Tiger and Brady, I think it's the same product. I really do.
Okay.
I really do, because Rodgers was funny. He was entertaining during it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the same product if you have Tiger in there. I think it was just Bryson. And so, again, I'm not saying Bryson doesn't draw eyes, but he sure as crap don't draw eyes like Phil or Tiger.
Yeah, that's fair. That's 100% fair.
That's what I think it was. That's what I think it boiled down to.
And then was it Bryson and Brooks?
Then it was 1v1? Bryson and Brooks, I believe. Yeah.
But that one was bad.
That was not good.
The pregame was good. They did a good job hyping it up, but the entertainment value was bad because it was like 13 holes or something.
12 holes. It was 12 holes. It was just brutal. They tried to play up this hype like they hate each other, which, again, the heel, having a heel, I get it. It does draw eyes. I think they were actually planning on it for a long time. I think that's why you had all the back and forth between. I think a little bit they didn't like each other. I think there was a little bit of that. But I think they made deals behind the scenes where it's like, hey, you guys don't like each other. Let's turn this up to the max and then do this Capital One, the match, Yeah. That's what I think happened.
But I think the 12 holes hurt it.
12 holes hurt it 100%.
Yeah.
100%. And the fact there weren't other personalities playing.
Yeah.
If it were two other, I'll give you an example. Ready? If it were Bryson and Brooks and Tiger and Phil, we've got a different product.
Yeah.
That's that way better product. Or those guys. It doesn't even have to be legends, because they're living legends. Yeah. It could have been Bryson and Brooks versus Justin and Jordan.
Yeah, that'd have been good too.
That would have been excellent, because Justin and Jordan are both entertaining to watch. They're entertaining golfers. They've got personalities. And so do Bryson and Brooks.
Yeah.
That would have been entertaining. And you could have filled up all the dead air.
Yeah.
Having those four guys on there.
Yeah.
The issue I had with this match, and again, like I said, only got to watch highlights because, like we were talking about, the marketing wasn't there. To get me to watch something, unless it's the majors, right? Which are hyped up anyway, right? Everybody's hyping up the majors. They get a lot of free publicity, not just the publicity that they use for marketing.
Yeah.
If it's a major championship or a big tournament, like I'm going to watch the Honda Classic because it's the Honda Classic. It's the Florida Swing.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not that, though, if it's the match with Rose Zhang, who else was it? Lexi Thompson, Max Homa, and Rory McIlroy, you better lambast me with some with some advertising.
Give me a reason. Give me a reason to watch.
Give me a reason. Do a presser beforehand, like blast that out over Twitter.
Yeah.
Make it like, and this is what Brooks and Bryson did well. They did that. They did that like back and forth presser where they were just taking jabs at each other, kind of like before a UFC title match.
Yeah.
And that would have been more entertaining. But what they did was they kind of just said, certain people are gonna tune in.
Yeah, I mean, so
that's what it felt like.
We kind of skipped over it, but like the problem with the one before this one, which was the Mahomes and Allen one, was
that was awful.
No one wants to watch people play bad golf.
Yes, it's exactly right.
Unless, and there's a big, massive asterisk. Okay, unless it's like a YouTube video where it's like 45 minutes long or 30 minutes long. Because, like, I'll admit, I indulge myself in watching Bob Does Sports. Okay? Bob might be one of the worst golfers I've ever watched, and Joey Colcutt's the same thing.
But you wouldn't. Here's the big.
But I wouldn't want to watch them play live golf.
Yes, that's exactly my point. Exactly.
What makes their videos entertaining?
Those have cuts. It cuts back and forth from scene to scene. Yes. They have it's edited down to make it to where there's not cold air. Yeah. Where you have to hear an announcer talking for 5 minutes before the next shot is hit. That's the difference.
Yeah. So like when I watch Bob Does Sports, it's funny because they're funny first personalities and there's no dead air. Yes. That's why I watch them.
Yep.
Okay. 110%. It's funny because I get to see them hit their bad shots in succession and watch them have a meltdown.
Yep.
Or be self-deprecating. Zane knows I love self-deprecating humor. Why'd you do that? That's a fact. I don't know why you're making those faces.
I just love making faces, dude.
Come on, Zane.
I'll be making them all night. I've been making them all night. They're gonna go like this and then like that.
But like that's the reason I watch those guys is because even though they're playing bad golf, it's entertaining in that aspect because it's quick cuts or they're doing challenges where they try and drink a Guinness a hole for 18 holes.
I haven't seen that.
Like that was wild. With Rick Shields, that was fun. That was a fun watch. I still think I could beat Fat Perez 1-on-1. The challenges out there, he probably won't accept. He's terrified. But he's playing a PGA Tour qualifier at Myrtle Beach.
Or he just doesn't. Well, let's put an asterisk next to that. It is a YouTube qualifier that is oh my God, it is the stupidest thing. Just the publicity. The publicity stunt behind that. You got Dan Rappaport playing in it. It's not just YouTube stars. Dan Rappaport is not a YouTube star.
Well,
come on, Zach.
He is in a lot of the foreplay videos, and they do a lot of stuff on YouTube.
He's not a YouTube star.
It's not what he started as. I would agree. He is very popular on YouTube, though.
Let's just put it this way.
On YouTube golf.
Again, I don't mean to bash Dan Rappaport. I actually think he's a good guy. I don't agree.
Doubt it. We'll get to it later.
I don't agree with Zach. Zach thinks he's a scumbag. He said so verbatim on this podcast.
I said, listen, I've been known to call him a scumbag, okay?
Yeah.
I didn't say he was.
I think he's a good guy. So Dan Rappaport, if you are stumbling across this video, I think you're a great dude. But
I got my doubts.
You don't have. Again, I actually think you got a great personality. I'm just not saying it's probably the most entertaining thing to watch.
Dan Rappaport, come on the show and prove me wrong. Prove you're not a scumbag.
I'm just saying. And I'm not saying I'm that either. We just started this. This is something new, right? So it's like I'm not saying I'm better at all. I'm just saying I'm not interested in it. So, and then as far as this YouTube thing goes, the qualifier thing goes, it's it's the biggest bull crap. It's just the publicity stunt. Can we just call it what it is? It's a
It's 100% a
stunt.
publicity stunt.
It's
I don't
not-
think it's a bad idea.
It's a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
It's a bad idea.
You're trying to get the young audience that watches golf on YouTube to watch a PGA Tour event. It's not a bad idea.
Most of them, Zach, just letting you know, most of them already watch YouTube. Most of them already watch PGA Tour. And
that's absolutely not true.
And I'd love to see evidence to prove me wrong. And listen, even the ones that don't watch it, do you really think they're going to tune into this thing live?
What tournament are they trying to qualify for? Let me just, because they're trying. Is it?
I'm going to say it doesn't matter. That's what I'm going to go ahead and say. I'm going to say
absolutely matter. Yes, they're trying to qualify for the Myrtle Beach Classic, May 9th through the 12th. Okay.
I'm going to say it doesn't matter.
It 100% matters. Can you look up the? Actually, I'm going to do it right now, just to prove
you
wrong.
Look it up. Don't have me look it up.
Yeah, I'm going to look it up. Okay?
I'm not your producer. Get out of here.
Jamie, can you pull that up for me?
Yeah. I'm not
hey,
your
Jamie, can you pull that up real quick?
But yeah, I mean, I just don't like the idea. I think it's a dumb idea. I don't think people are actually going to watch it, especially if they don't do advertisements and stuff like they didn't do for the match. Just saying.
Ah, dang it. No, dang it. Okay. So this is an inaugural event. Let me just look up.
Zach's about to start agreeing with me real quick.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. I know you want to. Actually, I know you don't want to, which is exactly why you won't agree with me. It won't be because I'm not right. It'll be because that you don't want to agree with me.
No, I'm Zane. I promise you, you're wrong on this.
Okay? Wrong about what? What part of that am I wrong on?
I promise you're wrong.
What part of that am I wrong on? The fact that...
Go ahead.
No, what? What part of that am I wrong on?
Part of what?
You just said I'm wrong on something. You've got to tell me what part of what I said was wrong.
You're saying that you said that most people that watch YouTube golf watch the PGA Tour.
So let's parse words. All right, now we're about to wade into the waters. Does that mean that they're watching every PGA Tour event? No. But does that mean they consume PGA Tour media? 100%.
I would say no. They might consume the majors, but I would say that most of the people that watch YouTube golf do not watch your average PGA Tour event.
Yeah, your average PGA Tour event is bullcrap. Your average PGA Tour event is Kapalua. Like, that's your average PGA Tour event. I'm not even trying to be funny there. That's your average PGA. No crap. I don't watch your average PGA Tour event. I mean, I'll watch it occasionally, but I don't watch it like it's gospel. I'll turn on the big ones, Honda Classic, Bay Hill. I'll watch those.
So this is why I think, and I'm gonna check one more thing. This is why I think this is a good idea. Okay, Good on their own have 1.44 million subscribers. Okay, their last video had about 500,000 views. And that was them playing stroke play just straight up. Not even a challenge video or something fun. It was them playing straight up. Okay. Let's say Garrett Clark gets into this event. Okay. Do you think there is any chance that, I don't know, half of that 500K
half are not
tunes in to watch?
Half of them, Zach? Half of that 500K are going to watch a live event.
They just watched Garrett Clark. 500K of them just watched Garrett Clark play a stroke play event.
Zach, that is not live, though. That is consumable
I understand
content
that, Zane.
That is uploaded and can be viewed at any time.
How long do you think that video was, Zane?
Huh?
How long do you think that video was?
36 minutes?
An hour and 2 minutes.
Okay, I don't care. The point being,
It's already a bridge. That's what I'm saying. It's already a bridge.
No. Because what counts as a view, Zach? What counts as a view? I'll tell you exactly what a view counts. Zach, that's 30 seconds in, right? Isn't that a view?
Yeah, that's a view.
30 seconds. Oh, congratulations. You had someone skip through it. That's a view.
700K on their second most recent video.
I'm not saying they aren't going to draw some eyes. What I'm saying is to use this as anything other than it is. Again, no. That's not even the point I'm trying to make. Not even the point I'm trying to make. If you're going to do this sort of thing, what you need to do is not have like this here's a question I have for you. And maybe I should have looked this up before starting the podcast. But you'll be able to tell me because you're Beerly Zach. You're the Beerly boss. Are they going to be streaming this event, the qualifier?
Let me see.
Because I'll tell you this right now. And how many people are qualifying?
I believe it's a 16-man qualifier.
Okay, so you have 16 people out there playing golf. 16 people out there playing golf. Okay, how many people are going to make it into this tournament? You only have one person making it.
The low finisher will get a spot in the tournament, which is an opposite field event being held the same week as the Wells Fargo.
So the real publicity, let's just be real about this. The real publicity is the qualifier, not the actual tournament then.
Okay.
Because if you have that person make the tournament, do you bring in a minutia of other people coming in to watch? Yeah. You'll have like 5% of the viewership tune in. You have 5%.
Wait, you're saying this is an event. It's an opposite field event because it's one of their premium events going on at the same time. The Wells Fargo is happening the same weekend as the Myrtle Beach Classic.
Oh, so this is the elevated versus non-elevated.
Yes.
Well, that's even worse. That's worse.
Better. What do you mean?
No.
Zane, no one, and I mean literally no one, would tune into the Myrtle Beach Classic unless one of those big name gets in. I promise you, the viewers would be like 2K.
I'll agree with you there. I will 100% agree with you on that point. What I'm saying is if you're only elevating it by like that much,
what's the harm? You're literally, you are literally, and I do mean this, it literally costs you nothing to do this, and it only gives you benefits. It is a good marketing idea.
This is exactly what pro-ams are for anyway. Can I repeat that? This is exactly what pro-ams are for anyway. Let me say it 3 times for the people in the back. This is exactly what pro-ams are for.
So you think it should be the Myrtle Beach Pro-Am and just let them play in it?
Why not? If you're gonna make it a publicity stunt, if you want all these YouTubers to come in, why make it a separate qualifier event? Just invite them to be a Pro-Am. Do a Myrtle Beach Classic Pro-Am.
Make it the Myrtle Beach YouTube Golf Pro-Am.
Why not? That would
get Rick Shields down there.
That would make way more sense. And then market it to YouTube. Say, hey, you guys could stream this. We'll sell you the rights to stream it. Won't be too expensive.
Hey, man. I mean,
I'm just saying.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing with you that they could do more with this. I think you're correct. They could. But I think everyone freaking out about it is ridiculous.
I'm not freaking out. I'm not freaking out.
You're like, this is the dumbest thing ever. These guys don't deserve to be there. It's like, first off, everyone that deserves to be there is playing in the Wells Fargo.
Yeah, that's a fact. So, no, I'm not saying they don't deserve to be. What I am saying is having and again, you haven't told me, is it going to be live? Is the qualifier going to be live, like showing on YouTube?
Let me see.
If it's not on YouTube, there's no point in having it. If it's not being live streamed on YouTube, there's no point in doing it.
Oh, interesting. Hold on.
I'm waiting.
The 18-hole qualifier hosted by Golf Tourism Solutions and Visit Myrtle Beach will be on March 4th at TPC Myrtle Beach with a 90-minute video of the shootout being released April 23rd. Some of the participants will be releasing their own individual content from the event, as you would expect.
Okay. Well, that's not ideal, but, it's not dumb.
And the results will be kept under wraps until the video comes out in April.
That's stupid. Well, you're going to just tell me that these guys are not going to tell you who won? What?
I think it's got to be like they have to, like, how like game studios will like send people. This is so completely off topic, but it's kind of related. There's like a gag order basically until the date of the video.
I know that. I know how that stuff works. I'm saying you're telling me that we're not going to find out who won this.
Well, I'm not saying. I think we will find out. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll find out who won the weekend of. But they won't be talking about it.
Well, then it's stupid. Can I just say this? So again, let me just say this.
It's again.
I
get it.
That's ridiculous.
I understand the logic. I think it's flawed, but I understand the logic.
I don't understand the logic. You're going to release it at a later date, even though we're already going to know what happened. Why would we watch it? Why would we watch it?
Well, to put on a production like that to make it live would cost them a lot more money than it would to get people with cameras and filming. Zane, come on. Zane.
I don't think it would.
Zane, that's just wrong. You're just wrong.
You got 16 guys there.
You're just wrong, dude.
You don't need a ton of cameras. You don't need a full tour.
You don't need a ton of cameras, but to make it live is absolutely more expensive. And it's ridiculous for you to say otherwise.
You're already going to have to hire editors. You're already going to have to hire people that make the music.
Zane, no, you don't understand. I don't think you understand what it takes to make video live.
I do understand what it takes to make video live. I know it'd be difficult. I'm saying that it wouldn't be crazy. It wouldn't be astronomical. You're already using it as a publicity stunt. Use it as a freaking publicity stunt and do the live.
It would cost literally probably 10 to 20K more to do it live.
And this is the PGA Tour we're talking about.
No, actually, it's an event being put on by, what did I say? Golf Tourism Solutions and Visit Myrtle Beach.
Oh, so that's one of the sponsors of the event, I bet.
Yes.
Still think it's stupid. I do.
We're just going to have to agree to disagree with this, man, because I don't know what to tell you. I think it's fine. Yeah,
you can think whatever you want. I think it would. This is, again, I'll say it for everybody. This is why you have pro-ams. If you want celebrity power to boost event ratings, you do the pro-ams.
Honestly, it's shocking that they haven't done a YouTube golf pro-am on the PGA Tour yet.
Why not? Yeah, why not? That would get way more eyes than this. Just letting you know.
Yeah, it would. I think what they're trying to do is, my thought process is my thought process. Stay with me here, okay? They do this YouTube qualifier this year. They release a 90-minute video. People like what they see. They're excited. One of the guys gets into the event. Maybe half of them tune in. Maybe like 5-10% tune in. Whatever. It's going to be more viewership than they had to begin with. Okay? Now, next year, when you're planning something similar, you make it a pro-am. And you get all these guys to play in it. And you say, hey, you can actually either watch the content they film themselves, or you can actually watch them play live. Or you can wait 2 weeks to... You can watch, or you can wait 2 weeks till their video comes out. You can watch it play live.
Just letting you know, nobody in that room is going to suggest that. They're all going to pat themselves on the back and say, "Oh, this was a huge success. We're just going to do this again."
I'm just saying, it might not. If you're thinking long term, it's not a bad idea to do this as like a trial run. If they get positive results, I can see them making it a pro-am.
I don't disagree with that, and I don't even think you have to do exactly what a pro-am is. What I'm saying is, you could literally have like just the golf YouTubers playing in the event alongside the pros. sucking but being hilarious and just keeping a microphone on them.
Yeah.
That's literally what
I
you
don't
could
think
do.
the pros would like that though.
Okay, first off, the pros probably don't like it that a YouTuber is going to get in anyway, right? Just saying, right?
Well, Wesley Bryan, I think, is good enough to probably be like 88th on tour or something like that.
Okay, all right. We're talking at the edges here. I'm talking like the reality is none of these guys probably deserve to be in the event.
Like I said, Wesley Bryan is probably good enough to be on a tour. He was on the tour for a little bit.
If he was good enough to be on the tour, he'd be on the tour right now.
Well, he was on the tour before and he left to do YouTube because he was making more money doing YouTube. It's like you were talking about, Zane, with the mules.
Yeah.
He saw a bigger paycheck somewhere else and he left.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just saying, like, if he was good enough to do it on tour, he would have been still doing it on tour.
Okay, we're not. This conversation is over.
So let's look this up. Let's look up PGA Tour.
It's either Wesley or George. It might be
Wesley
George Bryan. They're brothers.
I know they're Bryan bros. I know. Wesley Bryan, PGA Tour player, profile, stats, bio, and career. So let's look this up.
I'm looking up George Bryan.
When did he quit?
Latest. Nope. Oh, he's only played in one event. He made one cut. He won $13,000.
Oh, you're looking at George Bryan. Wesley. So is Wesley Bryan his brother?
Yeah.
You're sure?
Yes.
There's not another Bryan named Wesley.
I mean, there might be, but it's George and Wesley Bryan. Put him on screen. I'll tell you if that's the guy because I know what he looks like.
Let me share it. Because I don't know what he is. Zach's a part of this like YouTube golf sphere.
Listen, I'm engaged with the game. Okay, I'm engaged with the game.
I don't know anybody in that.
Yes, that's Wesley Bryan. Yes, that's him.
That's him. So he has one career win. So he was good enough. Yeah, he won a PGA Tour event. It was actually the RBC Heritage, believe it or not, 2017.
There you go. It was Wesley.
When did he quit? When did he quit?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
What? I don't know. I don't follow him religiously.
Well, it looks like he just quit this year.
I know George Bryan was the guy with the main YouTube channel.
Well, so I mean, shoot, if Wesley Bryan was actually on it, I mean, is he playing in that qualifier?
I believe I think both of them are. By the way, the tournament that George Bryan made the cut and cashed at was the Butterfield Bermuda Championship.
Not a difficult event. I mean,
no, not a difficult
for
event.
You and me, but not difficult.
Shot 6 under par, even par round 4 to win $13,000.
That's still good.
Yeah.
And so I get it if he quit. I do understand it if he quit. Wesley Bryan, is he still going to be playing or is he just done? He's only 33.
I believe he's done on tour. I think he stepped away at the end of last year to be with his brother.
Well, real quick, I don't give a crap about these brothers. Not anything mean toward them. I just don't want to
eat it, dude. I don't care.
I just don't.
They don't support my argument, so they can get out. I
don't watch YouTube golf anyway, so like that doesn't bother me one way or the other. But just do some looking into these guys. Tell me again. I don't care if they deserve to be in there. My point is, it's 16 dudes that are just literally playing because they have YouTube channels. And that's a little aggravating to some people. Not to everybody.
It's not illegal as a PGA Tour guy to make a YouTube channel.
I know it's not illegal.
Shout out to Bryson DeChambeau.
I know it's not illegal. I mean, anyway, ridiculous.
Speaking of Bryson DeChambeau, he was on Fairway to Heaven this week where he had some comments to make.
Have it?
Yeah, I have it up. He had some comments to make about the OWGR and Live and their criteria. So we're going to go ahead and watch that real quick. I'll put it in full screen now.
Oh, yeah. There's Bri Daddy.
Back it all the way up.
I mean, I have words that I would love to say, but you can't about it. They say, oh, they haven't said one thing or the other. Not doing anything is deciding. And that's frustrating. They said you need certain requirements. We've fulfilled all those requirements despite what everybody thinks. If you go look at their handbook, we have fulfilled every single criteria. It's been over 2 years now. What's going on, guys? And so it's a bit frustrating, but nothing we can do at this moment is we showcase ourselves in the major championships. There's no way they can keep us out. We just got to play well in the majors. And once we do, they have no choice.
I say we as though I'm a player. We did that last year. I don't think the OWGR matters anymore, honestly. The conversation, if they started giving live players points now, it would be they're so far behind they'd never catch back up. Right? They've won that battle as a bargaining chip. The PJ Tour has.
And by the way, we knew that. Everyone on our side knew that going into this. That is exactly
talk about
what they were
that.
going to do. Exactly what they were going to do. Well, I'll talk about it. I mean, we all knew. We all knew that that was their leverage point. That's the leverage they had. It's the majors. It's those associations that have the leverage and they want golf to be a certain way. And you know what? Ultimately, they don't decide. It's the players that ultimately decide. Because if we all stopped playing, we all said, "Nah, we're good. We don't need to play." What do you think would happen then?
Yeah.
And I think that pretty much makes the point of the video, Zane. So I just want
to keep playing because he does keep going.
Okay.
I think too the fans suffer from all that, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's again
the most important thing.
It's the thing that I come back to most.
Yeah.
Started off this podcast. I said the death to egos is what needs to occur. On all sides.
Yeah.
And if that can happen, I think that's in the right direction for the game of golf.
Alrighty. So that's the full clip.
Irony is
But so real quick, I wanted so I did look up their handbook. I read it before we started the show.
Can you bleep that out in the editing, please?
I would never.
Please bleep it out.
I'll bleep it out.
All right, thank you.
But I looked up the rule book.
Okay.
I looked up eligible formats. And I tell you what, Zane, the OWGR, they have a really good thing going for them. Because basically from reading, this is straight off their website. I will show the page that I'm on just so everyone knows that I'm not messing around. I'm not doing anything sneaky. This is the page I'm on. Okay. This is the page I'm on. So I'm not doing this official World Golf Ranking website. It's their handbook. I'm reading over all the eligibility requirements for events. Okay.
No, just keep it on the screen while you do it.
Okay. I'm not going to go point by point. It's a very, very long.
You don't have to. Just leave it on the screen.
So basically what I determined by reading this, let me pull it back up here. What I determined by reading this is the OWGR and whether they decide to give points for events or not give points for events is entirely subjective and determined by the OWGR.
Yes.
They have complete discretion. Because I tell you what, people are like, oh, well, and I think if we go back to this original, I'll just minimize it. And we'll just look at the screen real quick. But I'll pull back up the OWGR site in a second. But Bryson DeChambeau isn't really telling the truth where he says Live Golf have fulfilled OWGR requirements. He absolutely is. He 100% is. It talks about 54 hole events in here. It talks about non-standard stroke play events in here. It talks about how, it's no more than 5.4 plays based on an estimated field rating for the tournament. 54 holes may consist of less than 18 holes. Rounds of less than 18. So it is entirely subjective on whether or not they approve an event or not. They even talked about non-standard start times. Okay, I've read through this thing. Everything about it is fulfilling the requirements for the OWGR. But with the non-standard or up above, let me see. Limited field events, special tournaments do not automatically qualify for eligible tournaments. They must be individually approved by the technical committee and approved for inclusion by the governing board.
Yeah.
Eligible golf tours should apply in writing to the chairman of the governing board for inclusion of a limited field or special tournament. That is so in a sense, the tweet saying Bryson's not being 100% correct when he says that they haven't fulfilled all the requirements. That is technically true, but not actually true. They have fulfilled all the requirements. They have submitted to the board in writing that they would like to get OWGR points, but for reasons they were denied. Because I was reading this and I was like, yeah, okay.
Well, and you remember, and this is exactly why, Zach, if you remember, this is why they had to issue those statements. Because they were achieving all the eligible requirements, other than the fact that you have to write in and get it approved.
Yeah.
But this is exactly why, they came out late and said, oh, yeah, even though they changed some things, since there's relegation, we can't give them OWGR.
Yeah. By the way, you can read up and down through this. There's no mention of relegation.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what point you look at in this. There's no relegation stipulation or anything.
Yep. And Zach, what did we say? Relegation. Another word for that is
top 125 tour card.
Losing your tour card.
So when you lose your tour
card,
having
to play on the Corn
What do I do
Ferry.
when I lose my tour card? Oh, you go to our lower tour called the Corn Ferry Tour.
Yeah, it's almost like Liga A and Liga B. You know what I'm saying? Some might say it's like
the Premier. It's like the Premier League and League One. You know. But that's not relegation. That's just you just lose your tour card. It's not relegation though. That's not it. No. They have 100% done exactly what Bryson said they've done. They just have not been approved. They're not a quote unquote eligible tour. That's really it. They have been approved for inclusion by the governing board. That's really it. They've done everything that's been asked of them. They meet all the requirements. Now, would they receive less points for having 54-hole events as opposed to 72-hole events? Absolutely. But they would still receive points. Because they have a big enough field. The fields are over 30 players. And there's even a stipulation in this article put out by the OWGR that the field can be lower than 30 if it's approved by the OWGR. So you can't even make the limited field argument. You can't make the 54-hole argument.
Zach, I mean, again, I don't mean to be political, but this is exactly what we see in literally everything nowadays. Yeah, I don't mean to make the whole elite versus the elite versus the what's the word I'm looking for? The plebeian argument, right? I don't mean to make that illusion. However, it is kind of interesting how you get that kind of like, hey, counts as long as you say it, as long as we say it counts, So it's very similar to how those Hollywood studios, for some reason during COVID, they got to do filming.
Yeah.
They got to do outdoor event. They got to do inside events. But whenever it comes down to restaurants and stuff, you can't open.
Yeah, you gotta close your doors. You can't sell any food.
And this is exactly what we see with the OWGR. It's like, hey man, rules for thee, but not rules for me. Rules for thee, but not for me.
Yeah.
And that's how Ty is able to get his
we
event.
talked about it with the Genesis, right? I mean, 54-hole.
Yeah.
Limited field, no cut. Well, there was a cut.
54-hole, the 72-hole.
What was the 54-hole event they did recently?
That was the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am.
AT&T, that's right. So it's like, my thing is, like, okay, they've met every requirement. The OWGR still doesn't wish to approve them. At what point, Zane, if you're like on the board of the Masters or you're on the board of one of the majors, at what point do you say, this system is outdated now? We want to have the best players play in this event. That's the goal of all these tournaments, right? At the end of the day, the majors are supposed to be about getting the best players in the world to play in their event. And who is the best player in the world at the time when it comes time for the US Open, the Open Championship, the PGA Championship, and the Masters? If we're not getting that by using OWGR, we got to find a new system.
I think just by Masters sending out those special invitations, I think it's starting to go that way. Now, unfortunately, we'll go on to the next topic here, which is Talor Gooch's statements.
Oh, we get to talk about my favorite person.
And so what we'll do here, let me see if I can open it up. We'll just share that with you. And so this is kind of where we get into these statements. Great segue, by the way. But Talor Gooch, everybody knows he's on Range Goats with Bubba Watson.
Yep.
On the Live Tour. And so it says, Lives Golf Talor Gooch says Rory McIlroy wins at Augusta. Will be an asterisk beside it. We'll have an asterisk beside it. Quote, if Rory McIlroy goes and completes his Grand Slam without some of the best players in the world, there's just going to be an asterisk. This is just a reality. I think everybody wins whenever the majors figure out a way to get the best players in the world there. Zach, what are your first thoughts whenever he says something like that? We'll get into the reactions to his statement here in a second, but what are your thoughts whenever he says something like that? True, right, not true? Where do you fall?
Zane, what's on my head?
A P.
There was a cap on my head. No cap. Facts. Absolutely true.
All right. Chill there. Chill there, boss, man. Real quick, this is just 100% facts. There's no parsing words. People are going to say it's an ego trip by Talor, and we'll get into that in a second. It's 100% factual. We went over this with Wyndham Clark whenever Wyndham Clark said, I want to be number one in the world on OWGR. I want to be number one in the world. It's like, I'm sorry. We've been 3 years where there's just been a two-tiered system where you got half of the best players in the world over here, half of the best players in the world over here, and these players aren't getting OWGR points, and these players are. It's not the same.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me that if Wyndham Clark was number one in the world today, let's say you got it tomorrow, you cannot tell me that that's the same as if Vijay Singh getting the number one in the world in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me that's the same.
Yeah.
It's not. And so that's the one thing I want to bring up before we bring up the other stuff. Talor Gooch might be speaking from a point of pride. He might be. And in fact, you know what? Pretty damn good player. I think that he's got a fairly good point even for himself because he played great last year. Haven't played the best this season. Haven't played the worst, but he played really, really good last season. So he might be speaking from a point of pride.
Yeah.
My point is what he's saying here is 100% accurate. Now, the trolls, let's go ahead and hear real quick. The trolls did this to him. Share this tab instead. Here it is. So they got this tab. They edited his Wikipedia page, and they put asterisks next to his wins, and said right down there it says Rory McIlroy not in the field. I think that's hilarious. That's class funny. That's class A trolling. It misses the point.
Yeah.
Rory McIlroy chose not to play in those events, but that's one player.
Yeah.
Liv has plenty of players that can play on par with plenty of the PGA Tour, but yet they're not getting a chance in the PGA Tour is. The only reason Joaquin Niemann is even in the tournament is because he won in Mexico. That's the only reason they did a special invitation to him. It's because he won the tournament in Mexico.
Yeah.
Don't at me. I mean, that's 100% facts.
Okay. I'm going to name some names.
And real quick, let me go into this real fast. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you. But then we got this. We got these so-called journalists on the Foreplay Pod. Again, Dan, I like you. I want to like you.
No, I don't.
I want to like you.
I don't want to like him.
You're just wrong. You're just so wrong. He said, there's 12 live guys in the field at Augusta. Roughly 20% of live in the Masters. Congratulations. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say cuss word. Congratulations. So what Talor Gooch really means is there'd be an asterisk on Rory's win because Talor Gooch is in the field. I'm sorry. Are you just rewriting everything that he freaking said?
Yeah.
Like that's not at all the words that came out of his mouth. What he was saying is you have some of the best players in the world, right? Some of the best players in the world playing on this tour.
Mm-hmm.
You got some of the best players in the world playing on this tour. Because you decide not to give these guys points, you're leaving them out of the majors.
Yeah.
So you're only getting a certain percentage of the best players on tour in the world, I mean.
Yeah. There's a couple other guys that you might recognize will not be the Masters. One of whom gave away a major a few years ago, and that is Mito Pereira. Mm-hmm. Bright young star in the sport. You're saying that he can't win a major? He almost did.
Mm-hmm.
He almost won the PGA over, and then just threw it away on 18.
Yeah.
And several other guys. I mean, I'm going down the list. Jason Kokrak. He ain't going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Saying he can't win a major? I think that's ridiculous.
Sorry. I was wrong. Talor Gooch is number 4 for the season. Only behind 3 guys that are making it to the majors. That are making it to the Masters.
But, I mean, I could go on. Cameron Tringali, Richard Bland, Charles Howell III, David Puig, Carlos Ortiz, Louis Oosthuizen. Well, Louis Oosthuizen is going to be there.
Yeah.
Mark Leishman, Sebastian Munoz.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all these guys should probably be there.
Yep.
Abraham Answer.
Mm-hmm.
All those guys should probably be there, but aren't going to be because of this stupid OWGR thing. It's ridiculous.
It's the dumbest thing. It's the dumbest thing. And it's one of those things that they really need to figure out soon.
But like I know Zane, you like Dan Rappert, you think he's a great guy.
I think he's a fine guy. I think he's wrong about a lot of things.
This is Dan Rappaport's biggest blind spot, and it pisses me off.
It does.
It legitimately does. It's like he has no conception. The thing that pisses me off about it is there are 12 live guys in the field. That's 20% of live. So that means that, like, basically everyone else in live is trash. This is the argument he's making.
That's what
everyone else in live is 100%
the argument he's making.
Basically,
that's 100% the argument he's making. And notice he said roughly 20%. I'm sorry, some of those 20% that making it on live are not in the top of the standings. They're only making it because of their past Masters. Their past
thank you.
They're not making it because they're playing well. They're not making it because of they're playing well at the time. Talor Gooch is.
Yeah. Like, let's be honest.
There's just no other way of looking at it.
Phil Mickelson's playing in the Masters because he's won it 3 times.
Yes.
Not because he's playing well right now.
Yes. Go off, King.
Like, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's a stupid argument. It's a stupid argument to make that, like, oh, well, 20% of the live field is in. So that, I mean, really, that's all you guys deserve, I guess, is the argument he's making.
Yeah.
But it's like, shouldn't it be the best golfers, Dan? Don't you want to see the best golf being played in the biggest event that the biggest events we're going to have all year?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if 20% of live is in. 20% of live is guys that have been there and done that. They've been to the majors. They've won majors.
Yep.
The other 80% are guys that are most of the time playing pretty good right now. Mm-hmm. And if they were playing on tour, would be in.
Yep.
Period.
Yep. Because
I can guarantee
you're exactly right.
I can guarantee you that if live guys were allowed to play on the tour, on the PGA Tour, if they were allowed to play on the PGA Tour, I can guarantee you upwards of 50 to 60% of them would be in the top 100 in the world. I can guarantee it. Mm-hmm. Because you know what? It wasn't that long ago when they left. Yeah. It really wasn't.
Yeah. The best part is all those people saying how it was old men, like old dudes playing in there. Like that was the funniest argument a year ago. It's like it's just old men.
Yeah, it's always washed up guys like Lee Westwood.
And then you get Phil Mickelson winning the PGA Championship. Like, I'm sorry, these guys have just won against the best players in the world at majors.
Well, and here's the thing. The stupid thing is people are like, Tiger could still win another major. Phil is washed. You know who's won a major more recently, right? And I said this a couple weeks ago on the podcast. Phil Mickelson's won a major more recently than Tiger has.
Yes.
So the argument that Phil is washed and Tiger can still win again is so stupid to me.
At an older age, by the way.
Yeah.
He was older winning it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's like we've never seen old guys compete in majors before. Hello, Tom Watson.
Well, that's the
almost won it at like 60.
Yeah. That's the dumb thing about this whole argument is like, as long as you're in fit condition, as long as you're not plagued by injury, golf is one of those sports you can play pretty much your entire life.
Yeah.
And especially, I tell you what, especially when this new ball kicks in, there's going to be a lot older guys winning. Just
because they were playing the Bellata back in the day.
Well, no, that's not the point. You know the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah. No,
the point I'm trying to make is because the dispersion is going to be less.
Yeah.
In yards, not percentages. It's the same percentage distance difference, different amount of yards.
Sorry, I'm you put that new ball in my mind, and I'm getting triggered. The fact that that's happening. I had forgotten.
I'm sorry I triggered you.
I had forgotten that was happening. I'm like, God damn it.
I'm sorry. Let me say my mea culpas.
When is that going into effect? Like 2028?
2028 when it's going into effect.
God, is that on tour or for the general public?
That's for everybody. That's the USGA.
God damn it, dude.
Yeah.
We got 4 more years of fun, everybody, so get it in while
USGA and RNA. So
golly, it's so stupid.
Yeah. So so we got that going on, and then I mean, it's just sad. The other thing that we've got going on in Live is the Anthony Kim comeback story. Hello.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony Kim coming back. I will say this.
You're not excited?
I'm not excited. I'm just listen, I don't want to see him fail. Oh, you got his swing?
Yeah, I got his swing.
I don't want to see him fail, but I think he will.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so
play a swing.
Well, can I say this before we play a swing?
Yeah.
I'll say this. We saw the same thing with Tiger whenever he first jumped back in. It's hard for anybody. Of course, Anthony Kim's not dealing with injury. You know, he's not coming back off injury.
That's true.
So he's got that going for him. And, I mean, what do you think of this swing, Zach? Let's look at it. I don't know why.
Yeah, let's not get copyright struck. We've had that happen once.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
It's okay.
You're joking, right?
I'm just saying I don't love it. I'm not in love with it.
We can't be friends.
Dude, if he breaks in his first round on Live, if he breaks 77, I would be shocked.
I think he does. So Flushing, it says, obviously they put that, and then they said, I was unsure. I love Flushing it, by the way. If you haven't checked them out, they're pretty good. I was unsure at first about whether this was a good idea for Liv to sign AK or not. That's such a good driver swing. We didn't even watch that.
What?
That is so nice.
Dude,
That's so nice.
I just disagree. It's
and
fine.
So he said, but it's an obvious piece of marketing genius, and for a startup league, that's a huge win. I'm setting the line at 71.5 for his opening round, over or under. I would say over that.
71.5 is way low.
I think, again, Jeddah, I believe, is a 72 par.
Yeah, I think so.
72. So even par. 1 over is what I'd probably put him at, so I'd probably go over that.
I'd go way over. Smash that over, but if that's the betting line, smash that over.
But then again, I mean, you got to think, Zach, he's got a lot of time before it to practice and work his game up. And, dude, I will say this. There's something about – we'll stop sharing the screen now. There's something about the clutch gene that just doesn't go away. Am I wrong?
What if I set the line at 73.5? Would you take the under then?
Under. I'd take the under on 73.
Okay. What are we putting on this? I'll take the over.
Would you really?
Round one, yeah.
On round one, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's do $10. $10 bet.
$10 bet.
$10 bet. Okay.
Smashing the over.
All right. We'll do that. Smashing the over. I'm saying under 73. 73.5. So it's 73. I win. If it's 74, you win.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. I'll take the under.
Because you said even 1 over, so I was like 73.5 gives him both of those.
Yeah. I like that. That's a fair deal.
And I think it's going to be like a 76, 77.
I think you're wrong.
It's okay, dude. Listen, that's the great thing about America. You're allowed to be wrong.
Difficult. From what I've seen, Jeddah ain't that difficult. So
let me look up the scores from Jeddah last year just to.
Okay. All right.
Jeddah
2023. It's probably on the Live website, but
leaderboard.
The thing that I will say about Anthony Kim, it is great marketing genius. I'll give him that. I will say there's something about.
You broke up there.
Made his comeback.
You broke up a little bit there.
Oh, sorry. There's something that clutch gene doesn't just go away. I will say this. Everybody remembers whenever Tiger won his, 82nd win, right? Whenever he won the Masters, right? He was coming back. That was a comeback, right? He won, and then he won the Masters. And it's like that just goes to prove that there's something. Again, he wasn't all there physically, but there's something about that mentality. And Anthony Kim did have that killer mentality. There's something about it that just doesn't go away. And so I hope that he brings it. Again, he's been out of practice way longer than Tiger was out of practice for sure. A lot longer time period that we're talking. I'm talking what's the 12 years, right? And it 12 years. So we're talking 12 years ago. That's a long time to be out of the game.
Yeah.
And it's a big hurdle. I do think he's going to do better. I do think he's going to do better than what Zach said. But anyway. The other thing real quick, Zach, do you have it? Do you have it real quick? Jeddah.
Yeah. Hold on.
What were the scores?
Sort by round one. Oh, I can't. The winner shot 12 under. That was Dustin Johnson with an 8 under in round 2. Second place was Talor Gooch with 11, and Peter Uihlein tied him. But if you go down the leaderboard, there's a couple of 8-overs.
What's middle of the pack, Zach? What's middle of the pack? That'll
middle
tell you.
of the pack out of
all the players.
5 or 54.
Okay, out of all the players.
Middle of the pack is a 2 under.
Okay.
2 or 3 under.
I'd say he does a little worse than the middle of the pack. I agree with that.
2 or 3 under that's for the tournament.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you got to think 2 or 3 under for the tournament is average around 1 under or a little bit less, right?
Yeah.
So that's around even par. I'd say he does a little bit worse. Average.
HV3 was leading by a lot after day 1 and blew up on day 2.
Yeah, last year. I do remember that. I do remember that.
Shot 7 under and then 3 over.
So the thing that the next thing we got to talk about is Neiman actually got the special invite. That's really great.
Yeah. You mentioned it earlier. Yeah, it's good to see him going to be
great to see. I mean, yeah, because he won a big turn. It was the first tournament of the season. Wait, no, it wasn't. Was it? Was Mexico the first tournament? Yes, it was. Las Vegas was the second.
Yeah.
So Mexico was the first. Las Vegas was the second. It was really good seeing him win that. That was excellent. Dustin Johnson won, obviously, in Las Vegas, but he automatically gets the bid because he's already a Masters champion.
Yep.
So that was really good to see. And then, Zach, what did you think, real quick, before we move on to Honda Classic, looking forward to next week, what did you think of the Mexico Open roster and the Twitter feedback from it? What side were you?
I saw a lot of people disappointed with the field at Mexico Open. I'm just gonna pull it up real quick, just because it feels irresponsible to do otherwise.
Are you pulling up the leaderboard or are you
I'm pulling up the leaderboard. Yeah, I mean, not a lot of big names there. I mean, a couple names that I would recognize, but not many other people would. I mean, you got Cam Young, finished T8.
Yep.
Eric Van Ruyen, who's a big name on this podcast, but literally nowhere else, finishing in T8 as well. But I mean, you go down the leaderboard, Griot at 33. I mean, Johnny Vegas. But I mean, not a lot of people making the weekend out here, which was kind of surprising. Bads finished T24. Good for
Dad would be happy.
Yeah, Dad's happy. I thought Fowler played in this, but I don't see him.
Well, but my whole point was not very many people did play in this, which was just really disappointing. And a lot of that has to do with, obviously, the next tournament being the Florida Swing, right? A lot of those guys live in Jupiter, so why fly down to Mexico and then fly all the way back to Florida?
But, Zane, I hate to break it to you. Looking at this list, it doesn't look a lot better.
Looking at what list?
The list for the Honda Classic.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there's not a lot of star power in this field.
Who's missing?
Almost everybody, dude.
Are you serious? The Honda Classic is supposed to be.
There's Ricky Fowler, Gary Woodland, Daniel Berger, Cam Champ.
Rory's playing in it.
I haven't seen him.
Matt
Fitzpatrick is there.
He's playing featured group.
Maybe I'm not to his name yet. Hold on.
Yeah, Tracking Rory has featured group. That was today.
Rasmus Højgaard's playing.
It says Rory McIlroy, Chris Kirk, and Jake Knapp. Yeah, look at that.
I don't see him. Hold on. Control F. Whoa, way to go all the way to the bottom.
2024.
McNeely. There he is. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, they changed the name. It's the Cognizant Classic now. It's no longer the Honda Classic.
Well, it's on the PGA Tour page.
Yeah.
I see him there now.
It's the Cognizant Classic.
But still, I don't know. Not everyone's here.
Yeah.
Justin Thomas is not here.
I will say the Cognizant Classic doesn't
Speed is not. Speed's not there.
Did you hear me? I said the Cognizant Classic doesn't sound.
Yeah, it doesn't sound near as good, does it?
Doesn't give the best.
The funny thing is, when you look up PGA Tour and you look at the event, it still says Honda Classic.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It should say Cognizant Classic. You might be looking at an old. You might be looking at an. So here's the field. So they have Rory McIlroy, Cameron Young, Russell Henley, Matt Fitzpatrick, Minwoo Lee. There's a lot of names up there. I don't know what you were looking at. A lot of big names. Shane Lowry's going to be playing. Tom Kim.
Shane Lowry's not a big name. Come on. Don't look at me like that.
Zach, I may not particularly enjoy the guy, but to say Shane Lowry's not a big name is just kind of ridiculous. That's very ridiculous, as a matter of fact.
Should he have been on the Ryder Cup team this past year?
No, but to say he's not a big name, neither should Justin Thomas, but he's still a big name.
He's a bigger Zane. Comparing the draw of Shane Lowry versus Justin Thomas is ridiculous.
I wasn't comparing the pull of either of them. I was simply saying Shane Lowry is a big name in golf.
Okay. I would disagree, but
okay. So JT Poston or Shane Lowry?
Shane Lowry.
Chris Kirk or Shane Lowry?
Shane Lowry.
And who's playing better?
Probably Chris Kirk.
And JT
Poston? Is he playing better? I don't know.
Yes, he is playing better. Another big names are playing. Corey Connors ain't a big name. Daniel Berger. He's a fairly.
He's cooled off. He started hot in his career after he got off the Corn Ferry, but.
He did. Ricky Fowler's a pretty big name. He's in there. Lots of guys. Billy Horschel's a big name. Like I said, Eric Van Rooyen's.
But no Spieth or JT in this event, which I thought was.
Hey, your boy Brendan Todd's playing in it.
Shout out. Also, Chris Kirk comes out, plays at the George Club too. Shout out Chris Kirk.
Oh, does he? So you know Mason Kirk, right? Callaway rep. Great guy. He's I actually spoke with him the other day, but
he's actually Travis Matthew now.
That's his brother.
Is it really?
Yes.
But Mason's actually Travis Matthew now.
Travis Matthew is still owned by Top Golf Callaway. That is still the same.
Well, I understand that, but he does the Travis Matthew stuff. He's not the Callaway rep.
Okay, that's fine.
No, I was just letting you know. I didn't know if you knew that.
I'm not in.
I found that out like.
I'm not in the industry anymore, baby.
But so Chris Kirk comes out and plays relatively frequently.
Oh, cool. Well, next time, I don't know. So
does his caddy.
I don't know if you can talk to. Well, I'd love to even have just his caddy on the show. If you can talk to his caddy, I don't know if you know him.
I don't know him well enough to go. Hey, you want to come on the Beerly OB podcast?
Hey, man, just tell him. Hey, we just drink beer and talk. That's all. That's the best way to invite somebody on.
I gotta become friends with the members that are his friends first.
Hey, invite them on the show. Say, hey, we just come and drink beer and talk about golf.
Okay, so I have a fun game, Zane. I have a fun game for us to play. So we already made a bet earlier with the Live Golf. We're gonna make a bet on the Honda Classic or the Cognizant Classic.
Oh, are we?
I think it'd be fun too. So what I want to do is I want you to pick a player outside of the top 50 in the world or top 50 in the FedEx Cup.
Oh,
and I want you to pick them, and I'm going to pick someone same criteria and see who finishes higher.
Okay, that's fair. And what are we betting?
We'll make it a $5 bet.
$5 on that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm going to win $15 this week. That's great to know.
Yeah, right, dude.
That's awesome. Thank you, Zach.
Shut up. I already know who I'm going with. I got to just make sure and check that they're not.
Wow, dude. Do you know who is do you know who's number one in the FedEx Cup?
Who?
It'll blow your mind.
Who?
Pavon. Mathieu Pavon.
Really? That's cool.
The Frenchman. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's pretty wild, dude. Yeah. Scotty's right behind him. So I got to pick somebody outside the top 50, right?
Gosh, dang it. Dang it, dude. I thought I had a lock. He's 60th in the FedEx Cup and 47th in OWGR. But he's got to be outside the top 50 in both. So I'm going
to go ahead and pick Tom Kim.
There's no way he's outside the top 50 in the WGR.
He is. 100%. He's 61. Tom Kim. He's 61. You got to pick somebody different. I already picked him.
Ain't no way. He's 16th in the OWGR. What are you talking about?
You said FedEx Cup.
I said he's got to be outside of both.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
That's just unfair.
That's fair. I made the rules.
I would have won.
Very clear.
I would have won super easy. Go current ranking, world ranking. So now we got to do all this while people are watching.
Yeah, I mean, this is the fun. This is why people watch the show.
This is the fun.
This is the fun. This is why people watch.
This is why people watch.
Dude.
I'm picking Shane Lowry.
Shane Lowry? That's who you're picking?
Yes.
God, I could pick anybody in the field.
Okay, I'm just saying the odds are in my favor. Shane Lowry is plus he's plus 3,300 on the odds, which is what is it? 6th in odds rankings, 8th in odds rankings. He's outside the top 50. Here, let me just make sure he's outside the top 50 on FedEx Cups. Yeah. Oh, he's outside the top 50 by a lot. And then he's outside the top 50 in the OWGR.
Oh, it was no question he was outside the top 50. I was not worried about that at all.
I'm picking him. So
hold on. I'm trying to cook something up here.
The odds are in my favor, dude.
No. Sorry.
I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with the Irishman.
Come on, please be outside the top 50. God dang it, he's 42nd in the world.
You're going to take forever to pick somebody, dude. Just pick somebody.
Oh, wait, I got a guy. Hold on. This might actually work.
If you say Minwoo Lee.
No, he's the guy I just looked up.
Yeah. I was like, dude, you're an idiot. He's definitely top 50.
Yeah, give me my boy, baby. Give me my
Maverick
boy.
McNeely.
Give me my boy. No,
you got
Maverick's definitely inside the top 50.
No, he's not.
Is he not?
No, he's 53, baby.
No shot. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
And he's not even in the OWGR.
He's 134th on OWGR. Yeah, you look it up on his PGA Tour profile. Yeah, I'm going to go with Maverick McNeely. Easiest dub in the world, dude.
Okay.
I almost wanted. I'm not even kidding you.
I'm just saying, Mav McNeely is way down on the list of potential of odds. In the odds betting, he's way down.
I don't care. He's gonna beat Shane Lowry.
Okay.
Dude, oh gosh, that's the easiest dub in the world.
No, it's not. Lowry's definitely gonna
give me
beat
that.
him out.
That's straight gas, baby. I almost picked Lanto Griffin, which I was also still confident in, but I get my boy Maverick.
Well, once I get enough money here, I'm gonna just go ahead and buy the Data Golf subscription and just maybe it'll say what their projection is. Let's look at Mav McNeely. What's his projection? Is he on?
Go ahead and share your screen, Zane.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Let me do that. Present, share. So in case anybody, and we showed this, I think, last episode. So his Data Golf is a great resource if you're doing like any kind of sports betting, any kind of golf betting. Really, really good to see the kind of their strokes gained, where the averages are. Are they on an upward trend? He's kind of on an upward trend here this year.
Heck yeah, he is, baby.
So he could do pretty well. Let's look at his past tournaments. T13, T6. So he's kind of in that upward margins, you know.
Heck yeah, he is, baby.
Okay.
He's trending, baby.
Putting really well. That's a good thing to see for anybody. So I'm
my initial pick was going to be Denny McCarthy, but
I'm a little worried seeing that putting. Obviously, Shane Lowry's strengths are more, with
look at that
hitting shots. You can see that his putting is average. His putting is like 0.1 above average.
So basically, you're saying your guy is super mid.
Yeah, but especially after going down like that, we're expecting kind of an upward spike, right? He's going down, he's going to come right back up. And that's what you see here. You see that trend where he goes down, and then he goes up, and he goes down, and then he goes up again. You notice how that's the lowest he's been since early 2023, and how quick it spiked after that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Go ahead, dude. I love the Shane Lowry pick for you.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Zach.
Love the Shane Lowry pick for you, man.
Appreciate it.
I love the Shane Lowry pick for you.
But yeah, the Data Golf ranking actually has him at 57 right now. And where do they have? I mean, they have him ranked above McNeely right now with Data Golf. So
yeah, Maverick's trending in that direction. He's going up, bro.
I'm not saying you're wrong. It's not a bad pick. That's why I said Maverick.
My first pick was going to be Denny McCarthy.
But he's obviously in the top 50.
He's 47th in the world. That's the only reason. Yes.
Wait, he's not in top 50 in the PGA Tour rankings right now?
Not in the FedEx Cup. He hadn't played in enough events.
Did not know that.
Yeah. I think he's only played in 2
Dude,
events.
it really just goes to show how much we're missing those live guys. It's just like,
dude, I don't know what you're talking about. Maverick McNeely, Denny McCarthy, Lanto Griffin, all 3 guys mainstays on the DraftKings. Let me tell you,
they are mainstays on the DraftKings for sure. For sure.
Cheap cut makers, baby.
So anyway, so we're really looking forward to the Cognizant Classic. Horrible name. What does the logo look like? Have they come up with obviously they've come up with a logo.
Let me see. Cognizant.
Because the Honda Classic logo was sick. Logo. I wonder if we can just show the. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's just the noise I made because this is so bad.
Just stop. Can I share my screen?
I already did. I'm sharing mine.
Okay. Stop. Just stop. Oh my god.
Versus the Honda Classic, which was a good logo.
Oh, great effing logo. Are you kidding me?
See, it even has the logo over here.
That's horrible.
Honda Classic was so good.
Well, because you notice, go back to the Cognizant. This is what a lot of these sponsors get wrong. Notice how that right there, that's just their logo. That's just Cognizant's logo. And then with the word classic underneath. Go back to the Honda Classic logo. Put Honda Classic there.
Let me just pull it up so it's bigger.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Logo. That's not it, buddy. Thank you. There it is. There you scroll down. You had it right there. You see it? Honda Classic.
Yeah.
So look at. Well, thanks. It's not exactly.
I'm trying, dude.
Notice, guys.
I'm trying. There you go.
Oh my God, Zach.
Dang it cuts it off.
Stop. Just stop.
Listen, man, I'm doing my best over here.
You're doing a bang up job. Doing an absolute bang up job, dude. Here.
There we go.
You got it? You got it finally?
Yes. Hold on.
Hold on. I got it.
Shut up.
I got it, Frank.
I don't like you anymore. We're not friends.
I got it. I got it, Frank.
We're not friends anymore, Zane.
I got it, Frank. Hold on. I got it. Oh, thanks for just small logo.
Shut up. I'm zooming in. There we go.
So anyway, notice this logo, guys. This logo is, Zach, what's the best thing about this logo to you?
The fact that the flag stick goes perfectly through the L and the H, so it makes sense.
That, but also because it's not just the Honda logo, right?
Yeah.
That's what makes it cool. Is because it's not just the company brand logo.
Like if it was
they made it golf related.
If it was this, right? No one would like this. No one would be like Honda and then like classic below it.
Yeah, that would look terrible.
The Honda Classic.
Yeah, that would look horrible.
I agree.
And what does Cognizant do? Can we look that up real quick? Can we
yeah, hold on 1 second.
What does Cognizant do? They're a psychological drug company.
No way.
No, I'm just kidding. We provide subject matter experts and best practices from projects across sectors and related industries, especially with proficiency in areas such as market analysis, business design, operation modeling, and industry-specific workflow design. So they're just consultants, is what they are.
It's a
business consulting firm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is. Cognizant helps companies modernize technology, reimagine process, and transform experiences so they stay ahead in a fast-changing world. They're a middleman.
They are a middleman. So they're not even really a company. They're a company to help companies.
Yeah.
Which is just, I'm sorry, that's a bummer. That it just is. Because at least Honda.
Well, I'll tell you why.
Can I just say this? Honda employs the working class, right? And it's just kind of cool that like it's an automotive manufacturer and motorcycle manufacturer. And I don't know, that seems a lot more like prestige
real
versus this Cognizant. And maybe did we find out? I mean, can we find out real quick before we end today's podcast? Can we find out why Honda left? Why did Honda back out? Of golf. Yep. So you ready? I'm ready for you. You ready? So this is what they said. Okay. So they said this is an official statement. Okay. So when Honda became a titled, here, let me go ahead and share this.
Here. Can you
share my
I got it. Or I'll just put yours on.
Whatever. Just put mine on and I'll switch the tab. Oh no, it should be the right tab. All right, you ready? So we're gonna just read this verbatim. This is quote, when Honda became the title sponsor of the Honda Classic, the company was preparing to make the popular Accord in the United States for the first time. At that time, Honda aspired to become a household name and has since achieved that goal. Accordingly, the role of the Honda Classic in our marketing strategy has evolved, and we have decided to conclude our sponsorship of the event, a Honda official said in a statement. Now, as our marketing mix has evolved, Honda is focused on other tools to introduce our brand to customers and to create the kind of customer experience that will contribute to their lifetime owner loyalty. Well, I can tell you this right now. I will not be ever owning a Honda anytime soon. With that, I'm just saying.
Okay. Like, can I show you something?
Yes.
And this is why they're leaving. I'm going to tell you right now, this is why they're leaving. That excuse, garbage.
I agree.
This is why they're leaving. Given the tour's recent decision to designate 13 tournaments on the 2023 schedule as elevated events, meaning the purse size of each event will swell to $20 million, it seemed like it was only a matter of time before tournament sponsors of mere regular tour stops opted to walk out. On Friday, Golf Week reported that Honda, the longest-running title sponsor on the PGA Tour, will no longer support the once popular Honda Classic, which is currently played at PGA National and Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. The 2023 edition of the tournament in February will be Honda's last, ending a 42-year run.
Yep.
The reason they're leaving is because big players aren't going to come anymore.
Yep.
So they're not going to get as many eyes, so the marketing isn't worth it.
Well, not just that big players won't come anymore, right? Is that it's not an elevated event.
Yeah.
That's the problem. If they had made it an elevated event and said, Honda, yeah, you can be an elevated event. You can be an elevated sponsor.
But the $20 million purse will bring the players.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're saying the same thing, Josh.
Okay.
We're saying the same thing.
Yeah. That's why they're leaving.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that the other thing was bullcrap. I agree. And this just goes to show, like, the Jay Monahan making the decisions that he's made has just made everything worse, right? I mean, this is the bottom line of the whole thing. This is why whenever copers like Dan Rappaport get on their soapboxes and say things like, this means Talor Gooch it's just an asterisk because Talor Gooch ain't playing in the Masters. It's just ludicrous, right? It's just ludicrous. It just doesn't make any sense. It's literally cope for the PGA Tour. Mm-hmm. And that's what's wrong with it, right?
Yeah.
That's what's wrong with it. So, it's really sad to see Honda Classic go. Let's all do a moment of silence for the Honda Classic. I'll take a moment of silence.
All right, that's enough.
That's enough for
that. But I believe that's all we had to cover for today. A lot of topics, long show. Hope everyone enjoyed. Is there anything you want to plug before you head out?
No, not really. Just, me and Zach both post a lot on Twitter. If you could just give us a follow. I'm on ZS Golf, at ZS Golf on Twitter. Zach, you're at Beerly Boss, right? At Beerly Boss.
At Beerly Zach.
Oh, Beerly Zach.
Says it right there.
Beerly Boss is the name.
Beerly Boss is the name. Beerly Zach
is the handle.
Is the game.
Is the handle. That's what that's called. That's what it's called. Twitter handle.
I
don't know if you know.
Just real quick, today and tomorrow, today the 28th when this is coming out, and tomorrow will be your last chance to get your hands on a Beers and Bombs hoodie. It will no longer be on the site. March 1st, it's coming off the site. So if you don't get it now, it's gone forever.
Last chance, dog.
The new stuff will be put on in its place, which we'll plug on next week's show. But unless you get in now, you can't get in ever. So make sure if you want a Beers and Bombs hoodie in either Masters Green, Charcoal, Sport Gray, White, or Black, get it right now. $37.99, pretty cheap for a hoodie. So make sure you go check that out. Okay. Yes, you also have the pint glasses there for $20. Beers and Bombs. Again, both of those will be gone from the site come March 1st. So make sure you get your hands on those if you want to. Other than that, that's all we have for tonight's show. Thank you, everyone, for watching or listening. If you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, anywhere you can listen to a podcast.
Hope you were drinking.
And Zane's going to finish his drink, and we are out of here.
See you guys.